Hi guys, Tom Dawson for Android Headlines here, and as you might recognise, this is the HTC One. I'm just going to give you a quick look to go along with the full written review you'll find on androidheadlines.com and down below in the description, so be sure to check that out. We're just going to go ahead and have a quick look. We'll start with the 4.7 inch display here. It's a shiny glossy display. You can probably see the camera and me in the reflection there. It's a 4.7 inch display at 1920 by 1080, which, as you would imagine, brings huge crispness and clarity. It's 468 pixels per inch. Colours are fantastic, as you'd expect from a Super LCD 3 display like this. And overall, it's one of the better displays I've come across. Thanks to the size of it, it doesn't feel bigger. You know, all these 4.7 inch phones are sort of it's probably like the maximum for most people, and then they went to 5 inches with the Sony Xperia Z, and of course the Galaxy S4. But this is a nice size, feels very nice in the hand, and the display is stunning. Viewing angles are fantastic. Bit of glare there. Viewing angles are really nice, and overall it's a fantastic display. Regardless of whether you like Super AMOLED or Super LCD or IPS or whatever, it's a great display. One of the best out there, I'd say. And on the front as well, we have set of speaker grills here and another up here. And these are, of course, for the boom sound, stereo sound, which of course goes along with the Beats Audio branding that you'll find on the back. There's a nice HTC logo there that's sort of metal silver. This is obviously the white silver version. And then here you'll find the ultra pixel camera. Unlike previous HTC phones, this is flush with the body. You can just brush across it, so you don't get a bulge popping out of the phone. And the back is nice and curved, as you might be able to see there, which feels really nice in the hand. It's quite heavy compared to something like the Galaxy S3 or the Galaxy S4, but that feels nice in the hand. It feels solid. And right down to the volume buttons. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but the volume buttons have got like a sort of a radial sort of spin on them, and they're extremely easy to click. They don't protrude too much out the side, which is nice as well. And everything on the phone feels nice. Up the top we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and of course the power wake button, which also serves as your IR blaster to control the remote. It's nice how there's two features here, but it only takes up one spot on the phone. It's a nice touch. On the bottom you have your micro USB port, which is in a strange position off to the right, but honestly, unless you're docking it on a special dock or something, it's really not going to make much of a difference. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the software. This is Sense. Sense isn't going to go anywhere, of course, but in Sense 5 things have been toned down quite a lot. It now feels more like a skinned version of Hollow, from a stock Android, than it does anything else. The lock screen, you pull up an icon and you can head to the phone. And the phone's been changed a little bit as well. The dialer here, it feels more like stock Android, but looking different, if that makes sense. It's good. It's nice. There are no issues here. You can go straight to your contacts here, your groups, everything from one phone app, like it always should be. The launcher is, for the most part, a launcher. You have panels and you move through them. There's no sort of overbearing animation when you move from the next to from one to the next. Where things get a little bit strange, however, is the app drawer. When you open up the app drawer, it starts off as 3x3, and you have to customize this by using the grid size, and you can choose between 3x4, or 4x5. It moves nicely, and also you have to change it to alphabetical as well. Up here you can change it to custom, alphabetical, or most recent. Depending on how you do things, that might be better or worse. It's just different, I suppose. The clock and weather is always with you, and it actually looks quite nice. Obviously the weather clock has been a staple of Sense devices for some time now, and it hasn't gone anywhere here. Sense has taken a change. It's toned down. Things are more like you would find on a stock Android phone, but with a different sort of look. They've embraced Hollow. There's lots of black and blues. you know, the notification tray. It's Android 4.1, but I mean, as you can see, that sort of looks like something you'd find on an Nexus. It's not too out of the ordinary. Obviously, we've changed the icons. You know, clear notifications is an X. But for the most part, Sense 5 is a good skin. It doesn't feel like a sort of a complete experience like TouchWiz does, and for the most part, it doesn't get in your way. You can get on using this device perfectly fine, and if you replace the launcher with something, say Apex or something like that, then Sense will stay out of your way. Of course, blink feed is one of the main aspects of Sense 5, and for the most part, it works really well. Android Headlines, you can find us in blink feed along with all of your other favourite news sources. Obviously, I've not been through mine for quite some time, but for the most part, it gives you your clock and your weather here, and then obviously all of your news stories you pick here. It works really quite nicely. It's nice. I mean, you know, here's one of our stories, for instance, and it's nice. Text looks fantastic in it. You can quickly share it by multitudes of different sharing methods, and it's a nice addition. It doesn't get in your way too much. If you hit home, it takes you to the front page of Blink V, but you can just swipe to the right and then you get your launches. To customize the launcher is a little bit different. You have to sort of hold, and then you get the sort of thing we had with Honeycomb, and you can choose from apps, widgets, or shortcuts, and you can add a panel and add another panel and then just jump into a panel. Overall, it's a little bit cumbersome, but for the most part, it is what it is. It doesn't get in your way too. It takes a little bit getting used to if you've come from Ice Cream Sandwich or above on stock, but for the most part, it's fine. The camera app is, of course, fantastic. I mean, we'll just see if we can take a photo of our Android friend here. It's extremely quick, and obviously you get burst mode. Works perfectly fine, saves your photos, and it will select the best shot. You can just delete or whatever you want to do. The camera is fantastic. There's more of that in the written review. Overall, it's a great phone. You should read the review to find out why it's a great phone. But all in all, it is a stunning phone. It's light, it's thin, it feels solid. It's extremely well built, and yeah. Most importantly, if you're upgrading from something like the One X, it's a fantastic departure. I mean, obviously, I have the black version of the One X, but you know, we turn the phones over, and you can see that HTC has really done a good job of taking their design, and they've sort of upped their game quite a lot. There's no longer a bulge like there was with the One X camera. If you're upgrading from the One X, you will notice a large improvement, certainly more than you would from the Galaxy S3 to the Galaxy S4. And if you're upgrading from a phone that's older than the One X, then you're in for a real treat. Overall, great phone. You should read the review to find out why it's a great phone. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching.